They hiss, they slither, and unfortunately for human and unsuspecting prey they bite. Snakes bite about 5.4 million people every year, resulting in between 81,000 and 138,000 deaths. According to the World Health Organizations, venomous snakes kill their victims with toxic substances produced in a modified salivary gland that the animal then injects into prey using their fangs. Such venom has evolved over millions of years to cause severe reactions in the victim, from mobilizations and hemorrhage to tissue death and inflammations. Researchers reported in 2019 in the journal Frontiers of Ecology and Evolution. Here are 10 snakes whom venom not only packs a punch for small prey but that can take out humans. Number 10. Africa's deadliest snake, the black mamba, can kill a person with just 2 drops of venom, Life Science reported. Named for the dark inky color inside their mouths, black mambas are actually brownish in color. They average around 8 feet in length and can move at 12 miles per hour. The lengthy snakes are born with 2 or 3 drops of venom in each fang, so they are lethal biters right from the get-go. They can store up to 20 drops in each of their fangs. Without treatment, a bite from this African snake is just about always lethal. If a black mamba once injected, the venom interferes with activity at a junction where nerves and muscle connect, resulting in paralysis. Because the venom is also cardiotoxic, it can lead to cardiac arrest. That was the case for a South African man who got bitten by a black mamba on his index finger. By the time he got to the hospital, within 20 minutes, he was already in cardiac arrest. Even though doctor treated him with antivenom, the man ended up dying days later. Scientists are not sure how many people are killed every year by black mambas, but it is responsible for the largest number of snake-related deaths in South Africa. Number 9. Fardulence. A bite from a fardulence can turn a person's body tissue black as it begins to die, according to a 1984 paper published in the journal Toxicon. This speed viper, which live in Central and South America and are between 3.9 and 8.2 feet long and weight up to 13 pounds, are responsible for about half of all snakebite venom poisonings in Central America, because Fardulence venom contains an anticoagulant. A bite from these snakes can cause a person to hemorrhage. Number 8. Boom Slang. About 24 hours after being bitten on the thumb by a juvenile boom slang, herpetologist Carl Peterson Smith died from an internal bleeding from his eyes, lungs, kidney, heart and brain. The snake had been sent to Smith at the Field Museum in Chicago for identification. Like others in the field at that time, Smith believed that a rare fanged snake like the boomslang could not produce a venom dose big enough to be fatal to human. They were wrong. The boomslang, which can be found throughout Africa but lives primarily in Switzerland, Namibia, Mozambique and Zimbabwe, is the most venomous of the so-called rare fanged snake. According to the University of Michigan Museum of Zoology, such snakes can fold their fangs back into their mouth when not in use. As in other deadly snakes, this one has hemotoxic venom that causes their victim to bleed out internally and externally, With an egg-shaped head, oversized eyes, and bright green patterned body, the boomslang is quite the looker. Death from a boomslang bite can be gruesome. Number 7. Eastern tiger snake. Native to the mountains and grasslands of Southeast Australia, the eastern tiger snake is named for the yellow and black bands on its body, though not all populations spot that pattern, according to the Australian Museum. The potent venom can cause poisoning in humans in just 15 minutes after a bite and is responsible for at least one death a year on average. Number 6. Russell's Viper. Around 58,000 deaths in India are attributed to snake bite every year, and the Russell's Viper is responsible for the majority of these mortalities. This species is considered one of the most deadly of the true vipers. In Sri Lanka, where this nocturnal viper like to rest in paddy fields, they cause high mortality among paddy farms during harvest time. The snake's venom can lead to an awful smorgasbord of symptoms: acute kidney failure, severe bleeding, multi-organ damage. Some components of the venom related to coagulations can also lead to acute strokes and in rare cases, symptoms similar to Sheehan's syndrome, in which the pituitary gland stops producing certain hormones. Victims typically die from renal failure. Number 5. Sawscale Viper is the smallest number of the big four in India, along with Russell's Viper, the common krait, and Indian Cobra, thought to be the responsible for most bites and related death in country. Rather than the stereotypical hissing sound attributed to snake, this viper starts sizzling by rubbing together special serrated scale when threatened. Once bitten by this viper, a person will have localized swelling and pain in the area, followed by potential hemorrhage, since the venom messes with a person's ability to clot blood. It can lead to internal bleeding and ultimately acute kidney failure. Hydrations and antivenom should be administered within hours of the bite for a person to survive. Number 4. Banded krait. The banded krait is a slow mover during the day and is much more likely to bite after dark. The snake's venom can paralyze muscles and prevent the diaphragm from moving. This stops air from entering the lungs, effectively resulting in suffocations. Number 3. King Cobra. The king cobra is the world's longest venomous snake, measuring up to 18 feet. The snake's impressive eyesight allows it to spot a moving person from nearly 330 feet away. When threatened, a king cobra will use special ribs and muscles in its neck to flare out its hood or skin around its head. These snakes can also lift their heads off the ground about a third of their body length. Its claim to fame is not so much the potency of its venom, but rather the amount injected into victims. Each bite delivers about 7 millimeters of venom, and the snakes tend to attack with 3 or 4 bites in quick successions. Even a single bite can kill a human in 15 minutes and an adult elephant in just a few hours. Number 2. Coastal Taipan. You could be bitten multiple times before becoming aware of the coastal Taipan. Thanks to its incredible speed when threatened, these snakes, which lives in the west forest of temperature and tropical coastal regions, will lift its whole body off the ground as it jumps fang fast with extraordinary precision, injects venom into its enemy. Before 1956, when effective antivenom was produced, This snake's bite was nearly always fatal, according to Australian Geographic. Number 1. Inland Taipan. The inland taipan is one of the most venomous snakes, according to the International Journal of Neuropharmacology, meaning just a teensy bite of its venom can kill prey. They live tucked away in the clay crevices of Queensland and South Australia's floodplains, often within the pre-drug burrows of other animals. Living in more remote locations than the coastal taipan, the inland taipan rarely comes into contact with human. When the taipan does feel threatened, the snake coils its body into a tight S shape before darting out in one quick bite or multiple bites. A main ingredient of this venom, which sets it apart from other species, is the hyaluronidase enzyme. The enzyme increases the absorption rate of the toxin throughout the victim's body.